Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love and Marriage Detroit.
Which episode?
4, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
You do it with the same number. Okay, I understand.
I think it's 4.
Where did we leave off on this episode?
So we leave off where we left off from last week at the skating rink. After Brandon calls Colby a Colby cat. She's going to the car. She's upset. Russell is talking about how, it's hard to see his wife like that. We go back because they were outside talking. So we go back into the skating rink and Dr. Latoya, she's voicing what she thinks about it. And she's saying that, Brandon said this, but what have you been saying to him to make him feel this way? Why he would be saying something like this?
Now listen, Latoya, Dr. Latoya, excuse me. You been quiet when your man been going off? Quiet. I don't think I even heard your voice until episode 2. You're not adding solutions at this moment. I think you're just pointless. Even though you're not the cause of the problem, I feel like if everybody is friends, I don't need nobody to play mediator and things like that. Colby and Christina is having a argument where neither of them is wrong, honestly. It only becomes wrong when somebody's not being honest. And in my opinion, Christina's is not being honest enough and saying, Colby, girl, I don't want you on this project. It may sound mean, but I'd rather you be mad at that than like walking around keep saying, I'm confused. And I understand, Latoya, I understand your point or your angle of trying to diffuse things and things of that nature, because Colby did storm off. Russell did say, don't talk to my wife. You know what I mean? If you want to talk to he was talking to Brandon, I think he was, saying, don't talk to my wife. If you want to address my wife, you talk to me. Like basically it got to a point where too many of y'all events, somebody's storming off angry. And y'all supposed to be skating. So yeah, so like Latoya's there just trying to I think the word she was using was she don't like the fake stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually appreciated her stepping in. At least I felt like she was trying to help Christina take accountability, see her role in the thing, because Christina really was, to me. And as she goes on in the episode, like her story changes and all this other type of stuff. But to me, Christina was not taking accountability. And Dr. Latoya was trying to like show her herself, but she wasn't seeing it. She refused to.
She's not taking accountability in what?
She's not taking accountability.
No. In what though? Like as in like
finish my sentence.
Taking accountability in what?
In saying that she contributed to the problem.
No. Okay. Go ahead.
Christina's not taking accountability and contributing to the problem by not communicating, by going to Brandon and apparently having some type of pillow talk. What's the right answer?
Wrong answer.
What's the right answer?
The right answer is this has nothing to do with Colby Cat. That have nothing to do with anything. And that's what I'm like. That what Latoya was addressing, I feel like that's not the problem. The thing that she should be addressing or taking accountability is I don't want Colby on the project.
Well, the thing is, I think everything got blown up once Brandon made that comment. And from that point is when it made Colby even more upset, because she's like, okay, clearly y'all think of me in this way.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying that, I thought it was fine for Dr. Latoya to point at that, because yes, we were having a disagreement on the Harper Ray stuff, but you took it to another level of basically, this is how y'all talk about me. Y'all got a whole nickname for me now.
I guess, but let's not act like Colby Cat is the worst insult that we heard. Especially when it comes
coming from a friend that you are close to, like,
I would have just.
To me, it was wrong.
To me, it was just clever. That's all. Like, it only works if your name is Colby. So if I would have said you're a copycat, it's the same effect. It's literally the same effect, but the thing about your name is Colby. So I felt like that was kind of overplayed. Of everybody like, oh my goodness, don't talk to my wife no more. You called her a Colby cat. It's like, all right, like I understand. Like you defending your wife, but let's not act like you called her the B word or basically things like that. Colby was saying like you are selfish and using those type of adjectives and things like that in her argument.
She wasn't calling her selfish. That's when Christina goes to retell the story and tells it wrong.
No.
Colby was saying, I'm not a selfish person who thinks everything's about
Colby
me.
was using adjectives. Colby
wasn't calling her names the same way that Brandon did.
Do you want to use my memory? Because like she did use adjectives. Guess what? She did use adjectives that's not pleasant to a friend. It's not Colby Cat, and it may not be on the level of Colby Cat, but she did use adjectives to describe, like, hey, how you're acting in this moment is not pleasant. That is what happened. I saw the episode. So I'm just saying that everybody is playing a part, and nobody has to be wrong in this, in any angle. Christina doesn't have to be wrong if she just says, I don't want you on the project.
But she's wrong because she didn't do that.
And that right there, she is 100% drawing it out. Now by you not being honest, you made it something that it didn't even have to be. Our friendship don't even have to be like on the line and stuff like that. Brandon didn't even have to say anything because Brandon only said something because he wanted to play good husband. You know what I'm saying? Brandon only was like, well, since Russell being all this stuff and, you know, Christina talking about how, like, because even Brandon's being passive aggressive with his defense. He said how Christina said, I don't defend her. I'm going to defend her. You get what I'm saying? So, like, it's not even coming from a genuine place.
Right.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, if Christina, the buck starts and stop with her. If she comes out and she says, hey, I know we're friends and I know we want to collaborate and I spoken, we collaborate on some things, but on this project, I'm going solo dolo, right? That way, we don't have to get into the husbands calling the wives out their names, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But yeah.
Yeah. So then we go back outside, and Anthony, he's talking to Russell and Colby. And he's telling Russell that he would have went upside Brandon's head if he talked to Dr.
those
Latoya
type of
like
people.
that. Just a big talking MMA.
Because
man, move it, Anthony.
Because I'm
not gonna say what you would have did, but
he's inside.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
My thing is he's inside. Dude, you get what I'm saying? Like this is what I feel, right? Episode 1 through 3, I believe. Brandon was the star. Brandon was the prodigal son. Brandon was the man that can do no wrong.
To Anthony.
We got to protect Brandon. We got to do all these things for Brandon. Brandon light got to shine. You know, this little light of mine. You know what I mean? Brandon. And then all of a sudden, when there's one type of disagreement, you talking about you will go upside the head of the guy that I heard you for the past 3 episodes talk about how much he is a star and the wife is holding him back and how he needs to free his wings. Can he go to Vegas and all these things of that nature? Am I missing something?
You're right.
So I'm thinking, like, what do you mean? Like, are y'all cool?
Yeah.
Because just because 2 of my close friends may have a problem, that doesn't mean I go to my other friend and be like, man, I straight would have hit my other close friend. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anthony, if he's about the man movement, if he's about the man empowerment, if he's about all that things, besides his wife talking, he should have been like, hey, you know how that is. Hey, correct. More than talk about what you would have done. You get what I'm saying? But I digress.
All right. So moving on, Christina goes to her storage closet where she's picking out fabrics and meeting up with her friend Chelsea, the one that we met at the wine bar originally. And she's relaying the story to Chelsea about what happened at the skating event. And one part of the story she retold, which was her saying that, you know, Colby texted me and I told her that I'd rather have this conversation in person. And then Colby texted me back and I didn't respond. And then we tried to have the conversation in person, but Colby was like yelling and screaming and all these things at me. And I'm just like, okay, well, you didn't, from how this story was, everything went at the skating rink, you didn't text her at all. You didn't call her at all. So you're saying that you were telling her you rather have the conversation in person is a lie. And when Colby, because she didn't even approach the conversation of Harper Ray to you. She was asking how you been. I haven't heard from you. You know, how are things going? And you just said you just been detached and just trying to do your own thing with your family. So why are you retelling stories to where it tries to put you in a better light, but it just makes you look even worse?
And that's why I'm confused. Like, I don't understand why Christina has to put herself in a better light when she could just stand by whatever decision she makes. Number one, I'm tired of seeing Chelsea. I don't want to see the little sister no more. You know what I'm saying? Please. No more. Two, Christina. What the hell? No, literally.
Seriously.
No. Like,
seriously.
No, because I'm totally taken aback. I'm like, you are saying everything, but no, I don't want you on the thing. And that's the easiest thing to say. If you're going to get this reaction anyway, see, now they are judging you for not being a good friend, where that shouldn't even been on the table.
Right.
LaToya and all that stuff and things of that nature, she's over there saying, hey, your friend ran out crying. You ain't even going to go after her? That shouldn't even be on the table. I'd rather you run out and they be like, yeah, she ran out because she asked to collab. And I said, like, I don't want to collab. Then now, like, it looks like you really never cared for the girl and things like that. That's why I'm like, I don't understand why you have to put. Here's the thing. No one is objectively right. Or put it like this. Rather, no one is objectively wrong in this situation. This is such a subjective case. So I'm like, you don't have to put a little spice on the story. You can literally just tell
it as it is.
And then say your part. You can even say, hey, because Colby's my friend, I didn't respond because I don't really know how to tell her no. Because, like, that's my friend. But I really want to do this partnership by myself. But at the same time, like, I didn't answer her phone call because I don't know how to tell my friend no to that.
Yeah. But it's clear to me that Christina seems like she wants to avoid hard conversations or things that she thinks will be difficult.
But still,
and she also has a hard time, I guess, being real with herself or accountable for the fact that she isn't, I guess, a good communicator or is avoiding the topic at hand. It's just making everything worse.
Here's the thing. This was the most confusing show. Thank goodness this wasn't the first episode. Because if this was the first episode, I wouldn't be on episode 4 or like whatever episode Blair wrote down. The whole point of it is I don't understand why Christina is mad in the first place. She's the one with the partnership.
Right.
Like
you hold all the cards in this situation.
So I don't even understand why you even feel the need to rehash the story to somebody who wasn't there and even put spice on it. Like, that's what I'm genuinely lost, Blair. Because I'm like, what the hell? I don't understand. She's upset because of your reaction to it, and then you can, like, go off of that. But just because you're mad at me doesn't mean I got to be mad at you. And that's basically what this is.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Okay, so then we go to the next scene where we are having the man's movement meeting. This is the first annual.
you ain't got to put emphasis on that. I saw it. You ain't got to put emphasis on it.
The first man movement meeting.
Blair, you ain't got to put emphasis on that. I saw it.
So I'm glad that they're having their first meeting.
Okay.
As much as Anthony has been talking about, this man movement thing, it's great that they're coming together to get organized. So, yeah.
You could call me MMC.
Man movement, Chris?
Yes. I'm part of the man movement.
Okay.
Yes.
Goodness. So, Brandon comes in with Christina's face all over his chest.
That was weird.
One, it was weird. And two, I did take it as him adding
spice?
Adding salt to the fire.
You think so?
Yeah, because they literally just got off that situation. And to me, it's just kind of like you're coming in looking as like a united front, maybe. I don't know. I felt like it came off a bit that way. I don't know if it was intentional, but it seemed like that to me. Because you're not going to be around any other women, so why are you wearing her shirt? That's the only reason I would think Christina would ask him to wear the shirt if he was meeting at the club or something.
Dude, okay. Mm-hmm. You know, I thought you were about to say maybe Christina asked him to wear the shirt. And I think they are the oldest.
They are. They're like 40.
I think Christina is 40, like 40 on the 40 flat, and Brandon may be a year older than her, if not the same age. Everybody there, maybe a polo and slacks. Anthony there in a suit. You get what I'm saying? Probably just have like a nice suit on with no tie. Guys there. I saw somebody there in a 3-piece suit without the third piece, without the jacket, the vest, and the tie. And you're there just looking dusty. You get what I'm saying? Like you look like you didn't represent the man movement of what they was trying to do or trying to portray.
Yeah.
Having this woman's face all over this shirt that you probably just got made for this scene maybe. And it just didn't look nothing about Brandon so far in this season has been genuine. So even if he was trying to present, as your point, as a united front poking fun, it didn't feel like it came from the heart either. It felt like it was just like it just all feels fake, as LaToya said. Like even him doing that, it just felt fake.
Yeah.
But Russell saw him. Well, we all saw him. You know what I mean?
Right. So Anthony, he's leading the meeting, talking about his goal of the thing that they want to do, which is they want to go on a march to bring in young men and the brothers together.
About 200 to 300, I think 300, 400 they say they want to get in this march.
Yeah, and they want to talk about leadership and politics and men learning to become men and being leaders. It was a whole lot of nothing.
Whoa. Stop it. See.
So I'm just like, so are we just dressing up in suits and walking around downtown yelling at folks? Are we standing on corners? Like,
I don't.
What are they? The Black Hebrew Israelites?
I don't expect you
them Ankh niggas.
I don't expect you to get it.
He said we need somebody to get a speakerphone. That's what it sounded like to me. They gonna be standing on crates downtown.
Nobody didn't even say nothing about standing. So that's so that's why I'm like
y'all gotta help make the picture clear because it's looking.
The picture was clear.
Okay.
He said
it just looked like it sounded like a whole lot of nothing.
He said we're gonna dress up and we're gonna walk.
They're gonna march. Yep.
That is though they call it a march, but they walking.
Yeah, you're
Trust
right.
me, they're not marching. Okay.
Calves
are burning. Okay. Listen. There's nothing wrong with this.
There's nothing wrong with it at all.
We need to stop judging people off the first one. This was the problem with Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all wanted to go at Marceau and all them because their first one was kind of janky a little bit. Okay.
Black Expo.
You know what I mean? This is the man's movement. You know what I mean? And he go bring Marceau, who I don't know how many movements he ran, and eventually to help with this. But here's the thing. You could just tell. I'm going to give Anthony the benefit of the doubt because, truth be told, I'm not going to make an enemy out of Anthony on this show. That meeting was not necessary.
No.
But that doesn't negate the intention of the movement. The meeting seemed like it was just for the show because as soon as the meeting was over, you're like, all right, y'all, get out. We got to shoot this scene.
He's like, I'm going to send y'all the information. I'm just like, what information? The date and time? And then who's getting the speakerphone?
That is important.
Yeah.
That is very important.
Yeah.
About when to show up and where.
Yeah.
So we strictly downplay.
We need a meeting for that.
We do need a meeting for that. I would like to know where I'm driving to so I can walk.
Okay.
Look. I'm not going to make an enemy out of you, Anthony, man. MMA, your attention may be good. Teaching men how to be men and things of that nature. Kudos to you, brother. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on in Detroit. Maybe Detroit needs that. Hopefully you are a beacon for that in that city. But that meeting was just a fluffer.
Yeah.
This is what you call when you watching TV, let me grab something from the fridge type of like scene. You know what I'm saying? It was a fluffer to get to the actual real scene of the sit down.
Right.
Because he kicked the men out.
Right.
He said, all right, y'all, I'll catch up with y'all later. You know, and then he told Russell, Brandon, and Bravo, who wasn't there, to stay so they can hash out the differences as men.
Mm-hmm. And Anthony brings up the situation of the skating rink. He brings Bravo up to date on what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And Russell's saying, like, well, I actually really didn't want to address it today because I wanted to have a one-on-one with Brandon. But he says, since we're talking about it,
Mm-hmm.
If he wasn't saved, he would have broke every bone in Brandon's body.
That's a threat. And I rebuked that, Russell.
I liked it. Russell saying that he can't trust Brandon. And Brandon is annoying. Brandon goes on to say that he regrets what he did and he's sorry.
Yes.
But he's saying he still has the same feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he pretty much was just nodding and agreeing because Russell was angry and he's big and he didn't want to get the brakes beat off him. So
is calling my wife Kobe Cat worth you beating the brake? Like worth getting?
It was a disrespect of it all. Cause you have no reason to talk to a woman like that, period, let alone his wife in front of him. Like, oh, you must really think I'm a punk.
I understand that, but you gotta shoot if this is your man's, you gotta shoot him some bail off of Kobe Cat. You gotta shoot him bail for that. Now, if you was to call her a name that was completely out of line, something that we don't say, then I'm like, okay, I understand why you wanna defend your wife, but to break every bone in my body off of Kobe Cat, I think that's a little extreme, Russell. If y'all friends, y'all straight gave us this propaganda from episode 1 that y'all friends and that y'all get together, y'all so close, y'all celebrate anniversaries together.
Yeah.
So like I'm like off of a Kobe Cat, you want to break every bone in my body? Like what?
Well, and I think we're just going to have to agree to disagree on this because I feel like that shows that Brandon isn't really their friend and Christina isn't really their friend by the fact that they can talk about her like that to the point of having a nickname for her, to say it to her in front of her husband. Like, to me, that just shows like the character, the disrespect, and how y'all really feel. So it's not just the name, it reveals a lot more. So that's my stance. So yeah, break every bone in his body if you wasn't saved, but thankfully you are saved, so we can talk about it.
We don't advocate violence.
Not at all.
No,
not at all. Y'all too grown to be fighting. Got too much to lose.
Well, I think Russell's only like 29, 30, 31. I don't know.
I feel like you shouldn't be fighting after like 16.
No, there's reason to fight after 16.
I guess
for sure. I say after 21. Like once you're out of college.
True.
There's definitely reason to fight in college, but there's no reason to fight once you're in grad school.
Yeah.
Zero. Literally zero.
Right. All right. Then Russell uninvites Brandon from Colby's 30th birthday party,
which I actually do not think was a bad idea. I actually think that was actually a mature thing to do. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, hey, it's my wife. Because people may view that as like, oh, we ain't really friends. You over here taking invites back. It's like, we kind of in a bad place right now, and it's supposed to be about Colby's birthday
and celebrating her genuinely.
Until we like smooth it out, I'm just gonna Indian gift that invite back. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna take it back. That's the only part I liked about what Russell said throughout the whole time. Mm-hmm. Besides the breaking of the bones and things like that.
Yeah. All right. Then we see Brandon and Christina, and they're sitting in a park or somewhere, and they're talking about how Brandon grew up in a broken family, how his parents split up when he was young, and it
Yeah.
affected his communication, the way that he interacts with his wife and his family. And for that scene, I don't know. I felt like it was just giving excuses for Brandon. Like, people
Wow.
go through stuff. You're 40 years old. Christina, you've put up with his ways for as long as y'all been together. Maybe they're trying to explain to us, the audience, why he is the way he is. I feel like he should know better by now. And if he doesn't, then just leave him to his own devices. This is who he is. This is how we're gonna be. So.
Yeah, I wonder if he have a hard time communicating with other people and other women. Because if he do, then I'm like, okay, this is true.
Yeah.
But if he don't have a problem communicating, if the only person he have a problem communicating with is you, then I'm sorry, ma'am. I can't rock with that. You know how I am with that. Just because, like, we got to stop putting everything on our parents, in the sense of, if you didn't get it from your parents, that doesn't mean there aren't other resources to get it from. If you didn't see a loving marriage from your parents as a kid, I can see how damaging that can be when you're 8, going all the way up to even 21. Let's use 21. But once you're 21 and you're older, 25, and you can find your own resources, you freaking watch TV and you can watch the Cosby Show, or you can see things of how people get together and how people love black
Learn
love.
from your own experiences.
A whole show on black love that come on the same network and things of that nature. Then you can't blame it on Mama Dukes.
Mm-hmm.
You can't blame it on Papa T, because they wasn't together and they wasn't like you're a 40-year-old man. You seen it somewhere, and it doesn't have to be just because it's not from your parents doesn't mean it's less impactful. There's a lot of things I ain't see from my parents, because because one of my parents passed away when I was young. That doesn't mean that I get to go around as a 32-year-old man with mommy issues. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Because there's things that I picked up, and that's what I don't understand. Christine is in the first 3 episodes. Like, it seemed like the only time that y'all unite is when y'all against somebody. Besides being, it's like y'all.
Otherwise, y'all at each other's throats.
Exactly. I'm like,
at every event.
I'm like, this is the most united y'all been.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm all for union, but not when not to go against somebody. Even at that moment when you was mad at Brandon, and Brandon put that seed in your head about Kobe is copying you and things like that, you shut that down, because that was right after you found out that he had an artist that you didn't know about. Mm-hmm. So Kobe wasn't the enemy in that moment. Brandon was, you know? Yeah. So that's the only thing I didn't like about the scene. This is what I call a filler too.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
You know, let me get something to drink. I come back.
Yes.
Yeah. Brandon, we don't care about your mommy and daddy issues, man.
Yeah.
Get the help that you can afford to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
And Brandon relays the convo in the meeting with Russell to Christina. Christina thinks that Russell's being dramatic. She doesn't understand Russell's angle. To me, I wrote down, she's confused a lot. She, like,
Christina gave,
you're like, for you to own your own business, be a stylist and all this type of stuff, you be confused about some simple stuff, girl. Like, you're like choosing to be confused. Like, this is not a confusing situation at all. Like, you're being like obtuse. So Christina said she wasn't, and then he tells her that they were uninvited from the birthday. Christina said she wasn't going to go anyway.
And I'm just like, ew.
She's over here saying Russell is making it bigger than what it is. It's not that big a deal. If it wasn't that big a deal, then why wouldn't you have gone to her birthday?
I will say this. I do agree.
You're lying.
I do agree with that part, though. Mm-hmm. That's the only small part I agree.
Yeah.
We are not going to act like Kobe Cat is the biggest insult in the world. I understand you may understand the spirit of the name and things like that. Like, oh, if y'all got a nickname for me, y'all probably saying some other thing behind my back. But you don't got to break every bone in my body. But everything else, Christina, I don't agree with you on that at all. Now you're saying this is how people feel when there is some type of discourse and there's some type of argument, there's some type of disagreement. even if we are friends, I didn't mean to make you feel that way. There was none of that. You get what I'm saying? It was almost as if she was a stranger now.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
She didn't care about her well-being.
No.
She didn't care she was upset. She didn't care she was hurt.
And it don't even have to be well-being. Listen, if she storm off and cry at the skating rink, okay, you don't talk to her no more that day. But the next day, hey, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to get to this point. And then state your point. Just because you said sorry, that's an actual moment for you to make your point clear. Hey, honestly, I just don't think we should work together on a collaboration. But apologize. Don't make it seem like don't make it seem like Christine. Don't make it seem like Kobe came to the skating rink. She was skating, then she sat down, and then she stormed off crying in that order, and nothing happened in between.
And was just going off on you.
No. I mean, like, don't be so independent of the situation that you make it seem like I don't know why Kobe feel the way she feel. So this girl just in the skating rink and just storm off crying with like the skates still on. She didn't have the skates on, but like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you was there. You was part of the conversation.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes off as like, oh, I see why y'all married. Because y'all kind of act the same.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Y'all both have that little petty kid type of like
gaslighting, no accountability,
exactly.
Like all this like immature BS.
Marriage is a mirror. So most of the time, the thing that you probably don't like about Brandon, you probably don't like about yourself. Because it shows you. And it shows her. You get what I'm saying? He's like, hey, you don't care about me. You don't do all these things like that. Brandon, you don't do that. Mm-hmm. And it's just a mirror that y'all just reflecting off each other. And this is what y'all build y'all union on.
Yeah.
That I'm judging on episode 4 or 5. Yes.
From what we see.
Yes.
So then we go on to the Star Factory. With Bravo, Anthony, and Brandon. Mm-hmm. And they're having a meeting to plan the showcase.
Yeah.
And pretty much everything is done. So Anthony and Bravo got their sponsorships. Bravo's got the venue. They have a DJ who's going to be supplying like a good amount of the artists and doing the mixes for the music and everything. All they need Brandon to do is just get a few of his artists in for the showcase.
Yeah.
So Brandon was taken aback because he felt like it was his showcase to showcase his new artists and people, and they just went ahead and planned everything without him.
Now I'm taking it back too, because I really didn't. I even now, as you explained it, I don't understand the scene. Because I do remember in that pointless meeting, Anthony did give out roles.
Yeah,
and he did give a role to Brandon while he was there. So what happened was, Anthony gave him a role, and Anthony just did it even after he gave him the role to do it.
I think the only thing Anthony said to Brandon was just get your artists together for the showcase.
So what? So what? Brandon? So like, they didn't do that part, did they?
No, but they have a DJ that they brought in who's also going to be kind of doing the same role that Brandon's going to be doing as far as bringing in artists.
Oh, okay.
So I think that probably is the most kind of stepping on Brandon's toes type situation. Also, he didn't know that sponsorships were gotten and promo and like all this type of stuff. So he was just upset that, okay, it's clear y'all been talking, having meetings, and haven't been including me in the whole process.
I mean, if you put it that way, Anthony's the leader. Mm-hmm. So like, if it do come to sponsorships and getting sponsorships and talking to sponsors, I would expect Anthony to do that.
Yeah.
Not Brandon. I see Brandon more as a participant to the Man Movement, not so much of a
this is for the showcase, so it's not part of Man Movement.
Oh, okay. That's where I was confused. So
this is something separate.
So the showcase is not included with the Man Movement thing. Okay, that's where I was lost. Mm-hmm. I was very lost. I act like I got it when I was watching it, but okay, I got it now.
Yeah, 2 separate meetings.
Okay, there we go.
2 separate events.
Okay, now I get it.
Yeah. So then Anthony tells Brandon, he just didn't like how Brandon treated his friend. and his friend's wife, Russell and Colby. He says that to him. And Brandon does a lot of talking when no one's around in the confessionals, and then Anthony leaves and he has a one-on-one with Bravo.
Yeah.
And he's, expressing to Bravo how he feels like the showcase and thing was done without him. And Bravo's like, well, you got to talk to Anthony. I mean, I was just kind of going along with what was going on. So, yeah, I don't know why Brandon couldn't have said that to Anthony while he was right there.
Yeah, yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, I have no commentary on that. As y'all can see, I was totally in the man movement, thinking this had to do something with the man movement.
Nah. All right, so we move on to Colby's 30th birthday party. And we pretty much get a hint that she knew about the surprise because she created a whole mood board for the party. And even Russell, he was saying, like, we're still going to say surprise, even though she saw some of you guys, like, walking in.
Yeah. She probably called y'all to give y'all the address,
right.
too, for all we know.
So she comes up the elevator. All her friends and family are there and surprise her. And it was a really beautiful event. It was really nice.
Beautiful color scheme.
Yeah.
For that birthday.
Yeah.
But there was another meeting going on during the meeting of the celebration. There was another meeting of the minds over here. Right.
Anthony is meeting with Brandon and Christina to try to mend fences and try to get the group back together. But before we go into their conversation, back at Colby's birthday party, she's expressing how she feels like Christina has a spirit of manipulation, and
there you go, First Lady.
And she feels like she's 40 years old, like she's too old to be acting like this, like she should, be more mature and know better. Dr. Latoya felt that the situation was fake. She said that, Anthony is at this meeting with them, but she didn't want to go because she felt like she said everything she needed to say to them at the event. And she's not really feeling them right now because of how they went about treating Colby. Not even just the name comment, but just everything thereafter and not caring.
Yeah, to me, I feel like that didn't need to be said, Latoya, because the reason why you're not there is because it's happening the same time as the birthday. At least that's how it was presented to us.
She had the option to go wherever she wanted. To me.
Yeah, but like if you're invited to your friend's birthday, I'm not gonna go to some carry out to talk when at the same time you invited me and I consider you a friend to a birthday thing. So, I think Latoya's issue with them, I think you hit the nail on the head. I actually don't think Latoya has a problem with the Colby Cat name and the name calling and things like that. I think that's just the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
I think she suppressed a lot of things. She probably was not very happy as she said it privately to her husband, Anthony, about what happened at her wine thing. She didn't say nothing when it happened at the anniversary. And she's like, we can't even skate, y'all.
Yeah.
Dude, you get what I'm saying? So
she was just getting fed up with them, period.
So exactly. I don't think it's so much of them doing one thing more than it's a routine of things that happen that we can't even skate. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's not y'all two going at each other, it's y'all being the main character of whatever drama.
Yeah, always in some conflict.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I actually have a question for you. Not now, but when you get to that point, I have a question that I didn't ask you the night before while we was watching that I want your honest opinion.
Okay. So we see Anthony talking to Brandon and Christina, and he's trying to bring them together to mend the fences.
Yeah.
But Brandon and Christina, they're also very much on the defense.
Defense, offense, defense.
Right. And they feel like Anthony is inserting himself into something. Well, they feel like Anthony and Latoya like insert themselves into things that maybe they don't need to. Bandwagoning on
don't say that about my wife now.
Yeah, on situations.
We don't do that. We don't bandwagon.
And Christina wants to know, like, why is Latoya not here? Like, if she cares and she wants to get to the bottom of this.
Stop it, because it's a birthday going on at this moment.
And because you were uninvited.
Exactly.
So you know what's going on today.
Excuse me. You wasn't going to go anyway.
Right.
So.
And they asked where she is, and then Anthony says she's at home with the kids. I don't know why he said that.
Hey, I don't know either, but it's fine. It's fine. We go watch the show together, and y'all go see.
Maybe she was at home getting ready for the party at the time. I don't know. So they really don't come to a resolve.
No.
They end up showing us pictures of their social media.
Woo, boy.
Side to side.
Woo, you talk about a smoking gun.
And yes, they look very much the same.
If you would have told me who was who, I would be like, this is the same photo of the same person.
Right.
I'm not even saying that they look the same, but I'm just saying, like, y'all are collaborating without collaborating. And guess what? It did look similar. To me, I did feel like Christina did have a point in basically saying that, hey, like, I feel like you're copying after me. But the problem is not that. The problem is when you go and have those private conversations with your husband, and then y'all have, like, these little, like, you act like we friends in public, but really behind, you maybe talk behind my back. But let's not act like at the anniversary, Kobe didn't, like, reveal something that was told to her in private. And time and place, as Russell told his wife. Russell may have told his wife something, but she chose to say it at a moment that they were celebrating their marriage. And I can't recognize that clearly, how passive aggressive women may be with each other. So I don't know if that came from a good place. You know what I mean?
Well, Kobe said she didn't know that Christina didn't know.
Why would I believe that?
True.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would I believe that? Like, you chose to say that in a way to expose on my anniversary. You get what I'm saying? That's why Brandon put that seed in there. Like, yo, like, I don't think Kobe's like a good friend, because look at what she did to our anniversary. And on top of that, you know how she be copying us. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, everybody has a right to feel what they feel. Nobody's wrong, but how they going about it is 100% wrong in my eyes.
Yeah. And the weird thing to me too was, like, Brandon was wanting everyone to own their role in the situation.
Yeah.
But I felt like he was having a hard time owning his role. Like, he, after Anthony was kind of belaboring the point, when he was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that, da, da, da. But it's like they want to skate over their responsibility and say, well, what about this person? And what about what they did? That's just so childish to me. So Brandon, he ends up confronting Anthony about the showcase situation, and how he felt like they were having meetings without him behind his back. And Anthony lays it out to him clear, which he already touched on at the Star Factory meeting, was that he's not feeling Brandon. He's not trusting him right now. And he says to him, why would I want to do business with somebody who is sneaking my friends? So pretty much he's like, I'm having you come in and do a part on this thing, but we're not splitting checks. We're not, signing no contracts. We're not doing no for real business dealings because of how you treated Kobe and Russell. I felt like he was going a bit overboard with that. I feel like he probably didn't want to split no money with him anyway. And this was just like a good reason to not do that. But
do you think, here's my question. Because Kobe is the youngest, at least that couple is the youngest out of the group. Yeah. That they kind of like, I don't want to use the word babying Kobe, but like, you know how you rush to a defense of like a baby or something like that? Like Kobe was caught in the crossfire to where and offense happened to her. So like everybody's rushing to like her aid. Do like you think her age play a part in that? Because she just turned 30. And like Christina's 40.
Partially, it's hard for me to tell.
Okay.
But at the same time, I think it's more so because I feel like people move faster because they have their own feelings about a situation.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's mostly that Dr. Latoya is just tired of them acting crazy in public, and a lot of it having to do with Brandon and Christina.
Facts.
And just not liking how they move, how they communicate, and just the issues that they bring about in every situation. So I think she's just kind of fed up with them. And also she cares for Colby and is just saying like it was kind of effed up how they treated you in the whole situation. So I think it's more so of her just already being irritated with them.
Yeah. I think all of it plays a part, to be honest. In every group of friends, when it comes to relationship, there's like a role that each person play, and I think they are like the young role, the young people role, and things like that. Especially Christina. Christina was like the mentor to her.
Yeah, like big
like
sis and stuff.
So it's like I think even how Colby reacted, how she kind of stormed off and cried and things like that, it gave off. Even though she said, "I'm crying because I'm angry," like you're probably crying also because you're hurt. You get what I'm saying? Because you view this person as a big sister, and she's talking to you or treating you as if it's like y'all just two women on the street passing your own way. And I think that's what Christina was trying to get off on in a cold way. She said like, this is business, you know, but Colby is coming like, we're friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And why can't we work together when it's something, when it comes to friends? And that's what Christina was trying to drive the point of when they showed. They say, hey, how many collaborations have you brought to the table though? Like you want to collab, I understand that, but you want to, I understand people like to use that everybody can eat, but as long as you have your plate, don't eat off my plate. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Christina, like, how many things have you brought to the table that I can eat off your plate, but you want to eat off my plate, and I want to eat, like, this is my food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my thing is, Christina have every right to feel that way if she say it.
Yeah.
And she have yet said it. You know what I mean? So because you didn't say it, we're just going to judge your character. Because you're not putting the issue on the forefront. You putting your character on the forefront. And I'm like, you could have defended your character by just saying your point.
And leaving it at the issue.
Yeah.
So.
Anything else?
I really enjoyed the episode. Detroit is keeping me locked in, and I'm looking forward to the future episodes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so let us know what you thought. Oh, what about your question for me? Do you remember?
I asked it. Oh my goodness, your memory's gone. I literally just asked it.
Thanks for stopping by.
Okay.
Bye.